Well, we are the 46th edition of the International Film Festival of India, and we have a very special guest with us, the man who knew infinity, and we are infinitely happy to have you here in Goa.
The man who doesn't know infinity.
Yeah, I mean, when they told you that you were to play as Ramanujan, and as you said, that like me, math is something that's just beyond us, so what was your first reaction?
Math, it's a daunting thing for me. It's weird because the skeleton has come out of the closet now in all the press. I'm terrible at mathematics. The irony is that my father is an accountant. So I think this film will make him very proud, let's just say that.
So when they approached you to play as Ramanujan, the man who knew infinity and for who math was an art, I mean, really, I think maybe that was the approach we should have adopted way back in school, that it's a work of art. What was your first reaction?
You know, the script is a beautiful telling of his story. There's a line in it where he talks about math being, he describes it as painting without colors, and that really humanized something so foreign to me because I wasn't very good at it. But math is, you know, these men see it as an art form. It's basically about Ramanujan and this man, G.H. Hardy from London, and they, you know, they really bond over this art together. And, you know, they're from completely different parts of the world, completely different upbringings. And to be brought together by this, you know, united passion is quite beautiful.
And also, working with Jeremy Irons, and when you heard of the lineup, so what was your first reaction then? I mean,
that was amazing. I was attached first, and then we were waiting to find out what actor was going to come and fill the shoes of this really beautiful role. And then Jeremy came on, and it's so overwhelming because this man has conquered the stage, the screen, the little screen. You know, he's won Emmys, Tonys, Oscars, and you kind of sit with an actor like that, and all the planets kind of gravitate around his son in a way, you know.
And also, as you said, I mean, of course, we all remember Dev from Slumdog Millionaire and a whole lot of other movies thereafter, but this movie, do you think it was far more of an intellectual challenge vis-a-vis in comparison to the other one?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, playing intellectual is very hard, actually. Yeah. But like I said, you know, math is not really the forefront. It's about humans and their relationship. That's what this film's about. But it was very difficult. We had a great man called Ken Ono, who's one of the world's leading mathematicians, and he helped us kind of decompose these big mathematical equations and look at the symmetry in the numbers so that we could kind of copy them without really knowing how complex they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, for someone like, you know, who still has to find a way around math, yes.
Yeah.
And
there's not enough fingers, like you were saying.
You bet, not enough fingers and not enough calculators to help me solve this, you know, math problems, which always has been a problem. And also he was, I mean, as Ramanujan was someone who's really revered here as a mathematician, a genius, but there's not much more because beyond the books, you do not hear much more about him.
Yeah.
So what else do you think that you brought into playing him in the movie?
Well, I think that he's a visionary, you know, and I think what he did was sacrifice an incredible amount to achieve this dream and really trailblaze. You know, he's like a rock star in the world of mathematics. It's weird to couple those two things together, but they used to phrase him as an abstract mathematician because you look at mathematics and, no pun intended, it's very by the numbers. It's very technical and rigid a form. This guy came in and was like the Jackson Pollock of mathematics, you know, and he was doing all these crazy things, so ahead of his time. And being a man from India with his skin color, he faced a lot of prejudice. So he, you know, he had to take a lot on his back. It was a big weight to carry at that time in England. So, you know, it's beautiful to be able to breathe life into that story and his journey.
And Jeremy Irons said that he kind of enjoyed the brainy bromance between mathematical bromance between your character and his character.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Jeremy's just he's so incredible, and you know, he was a mentor on set and off set, and that made it very easy because I have to look up to this man in the scenes, and it's very easy to do when he steps on set. He's so technically sound and aware of the camera. And how to pitch his performance. It was a big learning curve for me.
And also, Slumdog Millionaire, a movie that also had its roots back here. I mean, that's where your journey began from. And now coming back again to India with us, S. Ramanujan. So, I mean, you've enjoyed these. Like, it's been 7 years since Slumdog. We all survived Slumdog.
Ah, yeah, it has. It's so... It feels almost full circle, and to have Anil Kapoor presenting
he's here,
tomorrow. I haven't seen him in a long time, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and can you actually mimic what he did on sets of Slumdog when you see him?
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna have to give him a "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?" That one of those when I see him. Yeah.
So are you enjoying your stint in the movies, or I mean, has it been just the way you had, basically taken vision of your career?
So the idea is to make it less of a stint and more of a career. So that's the aim: choose smartly and keep my head down and make it about the work and nothing else. So yeah.
And what about movies back here? I mean, Bollywood is huge in London and also as well as in Hollywood. You have Bollywood actors who are making inroads there.
They are, absolutely. So Bollywood's a great form of escape. It's really fun to dip in and out of. I haven't really focused my attention to Bollywood. I think it's kind of teeming with so many wonderful actors. I don't think they need another guy to come along. I'm happy consuming the space that I'm in, trying to bring stories from my homeland and my heritage to a more international audience,
There's always space for more and room for people here. So anybody on your wish list that you would want to do a movie with, any actor, actress, or director?
Luckily enough, I've worked with Irfan, which was one of them. And just did Nawaz was in my next film called Lion, which was great. Shah Rukh Khan is really my all-time legend, so I'd love to work with him one day.
And also, what do you make of the current wave of censorship? Bond just releases, and they've also cut out the kissing scenes in Bond,
really?
and So, what do you make about censorship as vis-a-vis in the visual medium?
It's a delicate thing, because when you're censoring art, for me, doesn't quite work sometimes. Because how can you go to the Mona Lisa and put sunglasses over her eyes because maybe they're too enthralling for some people? I don't know. It'll take away from the creators, the artistic vision of something. So you've got to be very careful. And I sometimes think if you deny people something, it becomes more of an obsession than if you just allow them to enjoy it, if that makes sense.
And also, the current wave of intolerance all over the globe, I would say nobody seems to like what the other is doing. Your work of art is not something that is offending me. What do you make of that as an actor, as someone who is in the visual arts?
A wave of intolerance.
Intolerance everywhere. Nobody seems to agree with what the other is doing.
Yeah. That's just the business and the politics behind what we do, right? Jay-Z says that, he's not the best rapper in the world, but he's the best at the business of music, the music business, and that's interesting because you've got some people that are maybe not as talented, but they're great at working it, and others that are greatly talented that don't have a shot. I live in Los Angeles, and I see millions of people that are so talented that haven't had their break. So I don't quite know. Like I said, I just kind of keep my head down, and you will find people that enjoy your work and it will resonate with them like it resonates with you, and you'll find other people that object, but you kind of have to be a steam train and keep going forward,
So what's the most unnerving thing about being in Hollywood? Because that's a dream a lot of people do dream about, but many can't fulfill that dream.
Hollywood is weird because when you say that, it feels like you're living on the H of the Hollywood Stein, but it's kind of just another place where they're telling stories like you are here. It's just kind of a bit different,
Okay, so what's on your wish list while you're here in Goa?
To do a bit of shopping.
For who? Can we ask for who?
For my house. I just got a little house. Boring.
No one special.
no, maybe my mum. But apart from that, a bit of shopping and relaxing with my friends. That's it, really.
Well, nice talking to you, and all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Okay.